and just musically, and his chops are better, and so I know that if I gave him something, he would use it, and it would go to a good home, so to speak. Um, so I've worked out a little deal with him, and that's as far as that goes. If he wants to tell you about it, he can tell you about it. If not, I'm not gonna um, reveal anything because it's not doesn't really have anything to do with this contest, since I'm not giving him the symbol that I promised um, the first place winner. So, uh, the fourth place guy had a really interesting idea about. He got it from the movie Pay It Forward with little Haley Joel Osment, Helen Hunt, and Kevin Spacey, where Kevin Spacey is this teacher who sort of asks everyone in the class to pay it forward, to do something nice beforehand, to do something without a reason, so that the person who gets that good deed will then do another good deed. So it's you're paying it forward. So he wanted the symbol so that he could give it to someone else in the future. And I thought that was an interesting idea. And once again, it was in the top 10, fourth place. And that was a cool story that he had, a cool idea, and it was high on my list. It just didn't make it to the top, that's all. So I appreciate what Phil meant and wanted to do, and that was a nice idea. So next comes Aaron Knight from Iowa, who also had, a bit of a hard luck story in that his sister passed away, and he was just getting into the drums, and he managed to play with her boyfriend, his band, who was a real band, like, quite a popular band around that place. And he managed to sit in with them at her memorial, and I checked into that. That was one of the stories that I checked into to see if it was actually true, and not that I'm doubting Aaron's, honesty or anything like that, but it was just one of those stories that I just had to check up on, and sure enough, there is a band named that. The guy who is the lead singer, was the fiance of his sister, does have a Facebook, and he mentions her, and it's her name, and all these other things are true. So, and he was also an up and coming drummer, and he didn't try and suck up too much or anything like that, and he wrote a pretty darn good essay for a 13-year-old, and so that was why he was up there. And the last one, I had quite a few of these kind of letters. Some of them ended up to be completely bogus, but some of them were quite heartfelt, and this one was probably the best one, in which a guy who was quite involved with his school's band wanted the symbol to donate to the school for their band, and I thought that was pretty cool as well. And he was graduating this year, so he wouldn't even have been able to take advantage of it. It was a selfless act by him as well, and he wanted to give me credit, as a donor and things like that, and that was just a little bit too much for me, but I thought that was a great letter, and that's why I chose him as one of the top contenders as well. So, but before I go, the best letter, which has nothing to do with drumming, but was the most creative, and I have to read the whole thing. It's not very long. The reason why a guy named Chris, I don't know what his last name is or where he's from, because he used someone else's email to send it to me, but here it is. He says, "As you well know, the zombie apocalypse is rapidly approaching. As the head of my family, I am responsible for their safety as well as my own. You might say, why don't you just shoot the zombies? Fair question, but I have a fair answer as well. Not only have I never fired a gun, but bullets are not reusable. What I have done, however, many times is play disc golf. If you don't see where I'm going with this yet, I will tell you. I plan to use a cymbal as my own personal beheading disco death when the time of reckoning arrives. Imagine the number of zombies I could take out simply flinging the cymbal with deadly accuracy. Also, 16 inches is the perfect size for this purpose. Any smaller, and there would not be enough power to kill a zombie. Any larger, and I would not be able to generate enough power to get the cymbal flying quick enough. So in conclusion, please send me this cymbal to not only save my life, but the lives of all those I will be able to protect from those vicious zombies. Our fate is in your hands. So, Chris, you get the award for the most creative and funniest. Had to have a chuckle about that. So there you have it. That's the results of the contest. I thank everyone who participated and watches me doing other things. And maybe we'll do this again next year or even sooner, depending on what's going on and what I find hiding in my drum room closet. So congratulations to all recipients, the top 3, and especially to Justin. And that's about it. So happy drumming, everyone.